All right. Thanks so much for joining us for KARE 11 News at noon. For some of us, it is day 2 of going back to school and for a new school year. Others are just hours into their first classes, so we're continuing our back to school coverage today. And I know, Cece, you're covering a pretty alarming trend in Minneapolis.
I am, yeah. Just a few hours ago, we learned more about the city's 4th homicide in just 5 days, and we'll get you caught up on what happened last night and then break down some concerning data.
Well, first, let's go ahead and take a look at that weather. You know, fall time, we are feeling it.
Yeah, it's low humidity, lots of sunshine today, and we are tracking a cold front, which is forecast to give us some shower and thunderstorm chances well after dark tonight. And that cold front is just now working its way into northwestern Minnesota, and you can see very sporadic showers up along the Lake of the Woods area, trailing back over the Dakotas. Not a good chance for rain today, but again, after dark tonight, some showers and some generally non-severe storms are expected. Now, out ahead of that front, the winds are still southerly, still breezy, sustained winds between about 10 and 15 miles per hour. That wind will stay from the south until that cool front passes, and that'll again be later tonight. Right now it's 76 degrees. Marshall's already in the lower 80s at the moment. Temperatures running about 5 degrees warmer than this time yesterday. So you can expect highs today back in the lower 80s, and probably the warmest day in your forecast. Behind that front, temperatures are going to take a tumble, especially as we head into Friday and Saturday. Outside right now, we have clear sky, but you still see a bit of haze on the horizon thanks to a little bit of wildfire smoke. Your hour-by-hour forecast takes us into the low 80s over the next couple of hours or so. Again, it's kind of the warm day, but without that summer humidity, which is feeling nice. So warm and breezy today. Few storms possible late tonight into early tomorrow morning. We'll track that as well as just how cool this weekend is forecast to get in a couple minutes. Alexis.
Ben, thank you. We are following breaking news out of Georgia that just came into our newsroom minutes ago. NBC reports at least 2 people are dead and 4 others are hurt following a shooting at a high school near Athens, Georgia. A sheriff says gunfire rang out just before 10:30 this morning at Appalachia High School. One suspect has been taken into custody, and this is an ongoing situation. Of course, we will continue to update you as we learn more. Now, this afternoon, Minneapolis police are investigating their 4th homicide in just 5 days. The latest happened just over 12 hours ago in South Minneapolis. Cece, I know the police chief just spoke with us hours ago and said that this is a really challenging time for investigators.
Yeah, it really is. And, you know, Chief O'Hara says when these situations happen so close together, it's very taxing and challenging for them, especially when they're trying to quickly bring justice. But he says he's thankful his officers have some leads that they're following. Let's get into what happened during this latest homicide, though. MPD tells us this all started around 7 last night near 1st Avenue and 19th Street. When officers got there, they found a man in his 20s with serious gunshot wounds. Officers and EMS attempted life-saving efforts, but the man died at the scene. Authorities believe the man was in a group of about 10 people when he got into a fight with the second man and was shot and killed. Chief O'Hara says this area has had its fair share of struggles.
It's frustrating because this is a location that we know has been problematic in the past, this area. We do have police presence here, but it's frustrating, you know, knowing that we can't prevent everything.
And so as of this afternoon, no arrests have been made. Police are asking you to reach out to Crime Stoppers if you know anything about what happened. Coming up in about 30 minutes, we hear more from the chief and break down new crime data out of Minneapolis.
Cece, thank you. Just minutes ago, Park Tavern in St. Louis Park reopened its doors for the first time after a driver crashed into its patio, killing 2 people. That driver, Stephen Bailey, was charged yesterday. Michelle Beck has more about the people who lost their lives in this incident.
The Park Tavern will be opening its doors again with this growing memorial just by those doors, all for the 2 people who were killed and the 9 people who officials now say were hurt 3 days ago. A drunk driver had plowed into the Park Tavern's patio. Server Christina Folkerts and Methodist Hospital's Gabe Harvey lost their lives. We know Folkerts was a mother of 4. Harvey was a health unit coordinator. 3 of his fellow ICU nurses are still in the hospital. The restaurant owner committed to reopening today after an all-staff meeting and a special event for Methodist Hospital staff in the morning.
It's just something I feel we need to do. The community support is overwhelming. Today, between phone and email, I probably responded to 200, 250.
You could hear the phones going off in that conversation with our crews. Meanwhile, he also tells us he is working with a landscaping business to create a permanent memorial in honor of Gabe and Christina. In St. Louis Park, Michelle Beck, KARE 11 News.
Michelle, thank you. And so here's what we know about the suspect. New court documents show 56-year-old Stephen Bailey's BAC was nearly 4 times the legal limit when he was accused of driving up to 45 miles per hour in the parking lot. Bailey has 5 drunk driving convictions dating all the way back to 1985. The latest was in 2015. He's even lost his license twice. He was able to get it reinstated after having an ignition interlock device installed 10 years ago. DVS says that was removed last year. Turning to now a potential shutdown of steel plants all across the U.S. U.S. Steel is threatening to close its mills with unionized workers if they don't approve a merger with Japan's Nippon Steel. The union and both candidates for president are opposing this deal. However, U.S. Steel says it will pivot away from certain facilities, putting thousands of jobs at risk. It also threatened to move its headquarters away from Pittsburgh. The deal would also need to be approved by the Justice Department's Antitrust Division. 2 consumer regulators are calling for an investigation into Temu and Shein. The commissioners with Consumer Product Safety says the companies are selling potentially deadly baby and toddler products. They're citing an article published by The Information last month. It alleges that the company may be selling products that don't comply with U.S. safety regulations. Neither company has commented so far. Well, right now, some students in Minnesota's largest school district are in their 2nd day of school, but others are only on day 1. Just hours ago, the rest of Anoka-Hennepin district returned, and schools started with just 9th graders and new students, and 1st through 6th graders yesterday, just to ease everyone back. Now that the rest of the grades are back, state leaders like Lieutenant Governor Peggy Flanagan want to see kids keep going to classes.
I just want to encourage parents to get your kiddos, your students out the door, and students to get to the classroom. There are so many folks, there's so many teachers, there's so many administrators who want to make sure that you have an incredible school experience and reach your full potential.
The emphasis on attendance comes as some schools in the metro try out a new pilot program aimed at fighting absenteeism. Meanwhile, in some parts of the state, back to school looks a little different. 6 Minnesota districts are shifting to 4-day weeks. The latest is Carlton Public Schools, a district of roughly 300 kids near Duluth. The superintendent says staffing was a big reason for giving Fridays off. She says it will also improve student mental health and prevent teachers from leaving. Here at home, Vivian O'Kell doesn't support 4-day weeks if it means extending school days.
I think that having 4 days with longer days would be more mentally taxing. Having 5 days a week prepares us for when we go into a job realistically. And I think we go to school to learn.
Parents have also pushed back, especially when it comes to childcare. To make it happen, the students will take on an extra 15 minutes at the beginning and end of each day. Friday staff will use the time to lesson plan and have professional development. Well, if you're looking to retire in the near future, you're in the right place. A new study from WalletHub says Minneapolis is among the best places in the country to retire. Minneapolis is 3rd on their list. The study analyzed affordability, activities, quality of life, and of course, health care. WalletHub says Minneapolis provides a friendly environment for retirees and has a great hospital system. Orlando ranked as the top place to retire, followed by Miami.